we done? We're home. Yummy. There are many things on YouTube I see that bother me. One of them is when people open up packaging, you have that opening up packaging noise is really annoying. Second thing that bothers me are fingernails. See that? Ain't got no fingernails. Ain't got none. Ain't. I see guys on here, he's showing you how to do stuff, and their fingernails are like 11 inches long. And I'm like, what are you doing? Those fingernails. You're like sniffing cocaine. That's all I could think. Or opening up a packaging. But you open up a package with a long fingernail to do cocaine. I'm not that guy. I don't need long fingernails. It's just not my thing. But when I see it on the YouTube channel, I just stop watching it. I can't take that. Anyway, enough of me blabbering. Hey, I'm home, and I got something in the mail from China. I got it off of Amazon. No, I got it from China, from someplace else. Anyway, let's see what's on the mailing thing. It's over here somewhere. Anyway, I bought the metal one so that I could use it from, you know, take the whole device from one vehicle to the other. Take it from my big 5th scale car right there. It's right there. See it right there? Or my big airplane. I want to be able to move it from one thing to another. I'm not going to build 15 of these. I'm just going to build one and move it from one to the other. So what we have in here, piece of foam from China. We got a bag of parts. We got a servo and some arms, another servo, and then a little cooling fan thingy. No, enough of that. What we're going to do is we're going to take this stuff out of the bag. Oh, the servo's out of the bag now, kids. That goes in the garbage. These little crack bags. Don't do drugs, kids. They're bad for you. You know, the whole drug epidemic, I gotta tell you, it's horrible. When I'm driving my tour bus around the country, and I go into places, especially like Portland, Oregon, Seattle. Seattle's not as bad as Portland, but I only see like the business side downtown. I don't get to see the outskirts. Austin, Texas, Miami, still not as bad as Portland. But the drug epidemic is horrible. Everywhere you go, you see zombies, man. Don't do drugs. It's bad for you. Bad stuff. And then, if you spend all your money on drugs, you can't get into RC stuff because you probably don't have a place to live. And if you do have a place to live, it's probably because you're sharing it with 15 other drug addicts. It's just no way to live. In Portland, Oregon, I'm not slamming it. There's a lot of people there that I just adore hanging out with. And it's a great city, but y'all have a drug problem. When I'm waiting outside of my hotel at 2 o'clock in the morning to go back to my bus and go to work to drive to the next city, you see drug deals going down right across the street. And right next to them are people shooting up and doing whatever. It's very, very bad. I don't like seeing that. Anyway, you don't need to listen to me banter about this. So look at all this. This is like, I don't know, laser cut or something. All right, we got that piece. The little piece goes in the garbage. And then we got all this. I'm gonna peel off. Oh, I like that brand new aluminum smell. I can tell right now that they didn't spend any money to put these in one of those tumblers to take the edges off, because the edges of these aluminum pieces is razor sharp, bro. Razor sharp. So, yeah. The machine shop that I worked in for a few years, it was a welding shop. We built giant restaurant sinks and deli products. We built a rail system for deli products where you'd put your slicer on this tray, right? And this tray was on a platform that would run on a rail. But the rail wasn't horizontal like your train track down the street. It was vertical. So that slicer table could go anywhere on that 50-foot long case you see at the supermarket. Yeah, we made those. It's a pretty cool system. Welding is one of my favorite jobs of all times. But it just doesn't pay anymore. They have machines that can weld better than anybody that I know. You know, perfect little beads done by a machine. Makes me envious. So what do we have here? We have a bag of screws, right? Everything's in little crack bags. Let's get our magnetic bowl. That's not part of this, so put everything in the magnetic bowl so we can keep track of it. What is this? This is a ball bearing of some sort. We're going to put that in the magnetic bowl too, because I want to get rid of all the crack bags. Don't need them. Alright, so that's that. There are no instructions. So let's see. This is going to be like some sort of sandwich deal. A sandwich deal? Some sort. Durr! This has to go in there. Does that go in there like this? Because that's the way it feels. Yeah. So the fan does not have any threads in it. So what we're probably looking for are 4 screws that are this length, and those 4 screws are going to go. I'm not going to use washers. It'd be dumb, right? Let's see if we have a screwdriver. Ooh, we have fancy tools. First try? Oh, he gets it on the first try. Ooh, you're fancy. Okay. So let's get the threads. This does not have a front and a back, so we can put the fan on anyway. But we're going to have the wires going towards the back. That's what we're going to do. Ooh, that's not going to work, because what we need nothing have I ordered from China has ever come proper without having to re-engineer the wheel, except for stuff I got for the Arma Mojaves or from FG, you know, upgrades for those cars. They came pretty good. You can't mess with German engineering, and the guys over at Vidovon, they knock the bottom out of it. They do good stuff. This item is not from Vidovon. It is from some company I can't pronounce. Anyway, I got it off Amazon. It was like $20. It's worth $20. It's nice. It's milled aluminum like I've went through, and there are no instructions at all for this. If you were to buy the DJI-03, the transmitter, it fits right in there. I am not going to invest in that. I have the old Air unit, the original goggles, and I have the camera already. I'm not going to buy no more stuff. So what did I do to make this work? Well, I have all these extra parts left over. I couldn't find myself using that because the way I see it, the way they have it designed, is it's going to loosen up from vibrations on an RC car or an airplane or a helicopter if you put this on. So I ended up getting the 3mm tap set out. And so I tapped a lot of things to 3mm. There is enough material. I mean, it's not a machinist quality thing. You know, there's not a lot of material, but it's completely doable. So a lot of things were changed to 3mm to make it work the way I would like it to work. Use some Loctite, put it all together, and now we have our finished head unit, or pan and tilt system. So the DJI Air unit is mounted with really strong isolated tape, double-sided isolated tape. It's not coming off there. If you really want to, you could put a zip tie if it makes you feel better, but it's not coming off. If I take this off, it's going to bend the bottom cover. Right here you can see I put the fan inside blowing up towards the air unit because these get really hot when you're sitting around. So if you can imagine, if you put this up underneath an airplane wing and it's just sitting there before you take off in the hot Florida sun, this air unit's going to get real hot. So I decided to do it that way. What else have I changed? Oh yeah, I had to re-engineer the screws because I lost the original screws to the DJI camera, so I had to cut some of those down. Not a big deal, just get the Dremel tool out and a cut-off saw blade, and Bob's your uncle. The servos work. I had them all hooked up to a servo tester, which is right here. It's upside down. Yeah, it's upside down. Anyway, that's it. I just have it running off of an ESC. And to set it up, and now we're going to hook it up to the head tracker. Is this worth the money? Yeah, absolutely. It's worth $20 or $25, whatever they're asking for on Amazon. It's well built. It's not made of that printed stuff. Check this out. There was a couple years ago a guy that had one of those printing programs, and he put out the program to print these. So I sent it to a local guy that does 3D printing, and these are okay. And I was running this on my 5th scale car for a long while. It's got the place for the antennas to be coming up. You see, you just put that in there, and the antennas, you know, do their thing. It kind of works like that. And the transmitter is in there, the camera goes here, but these 3 years ago, the printing technology has changed a lot. So this is kind of flimsy plastic compared to what's available today for 3D printing. It's a nice design though, but we're going to use this because I've always wanted to have a proper pan and tilt mechanism underneath my airplane wing. I had one years ago. That was like 2003, but it was basically a camera with a VTR that was velcroed to the bottom of the airplane. It eventually was flying over a bunch of trees and the battery fell off. Never found it. This is a much better solution. This is all going to be running off of the receiver inside the airplane, out underneath the wing. And I'm probably not going to fly with it. With the goggles, I'll probably let my daughter or my son or whoever, you know, fly along with the goggles on with this camera and let them see what it's like. But this is a pretty cool project. Now we're going to hook it up to the transmitter and receiver. First, we're going to do it for the RC car transmitter receiver. All right, let's do that first. We'll get it working. All right, stand by.